Makadimo se muri Zimbabwe kusangana zvekare pano pachivhitivhiti chenyu paTV yenyu patinenge tichikupai nyaya maletest updates anenge achiitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Zvinhu hazvina kumira zvakanaka, zvina kugadzikana munyika yeZimbabwe, asi tasarudza kuti tiuye kuti tionesane nemi mhuri yeZimbabwe chokwadi chizere pakati penhaurirano dziri kuitika munyika yeZimbabwe. Ndofunga mufananidzo wamuri kuona uri papicture apa, mukanyatsotarisisa muri kuona kuti Chiwenga anga akapiwa ziso dzvuku naED. But muri Zimbabwe ngatisachenese ZANU-PF, ngatisachenese ZANU-PF zvachose, because nyaya yatakuda kuti titaure pano inyaya yakakosha, inyaya analysis yatoda kupa very very important. Tikuda kuti tiitaure muri Zimbabwe, tibvunzane kuti alright, vanhu vese ruzhinji rweZimbabwe rakatarisira kuti Chiwenga rofana kuita action yekuti abvise Emerson Damzo Mnangagwa. Isati sikuzviramba izvo, hatachatoupokana nazvo. Right, mune mufungiro iwoyo, but ko zvakaita zvekudai so izvo zvanoona kuti ED achinja mutemo, ari kuchinja mutemo, mutemo pauri kupinda muparliament ndo pari kubva patopasiswa mutemo. Alright, tomboti mutemo ubva wapasiswa iwoyo, wapasiswa mutemo iwoyo, ED obva abviswa, Chiwenga obva apinda. Muri Zimbabwe ngatisatrust, ngatimbotaurei, tiudzei mucomment section kuti munofunge chii panyaya iyoyo, munofunge chii panyaya iyoyo, zvakabva zvaitika saizvozvo, munofunge chii? Alright, tisakupedzere nguva isusu muri Zimbabwe. Nyaya yedu iri pakuti nyaya yemakakatanwa yepower struggle muZANU-PF inyaya yatura kunetsa zvikuru sei mumativi matatu emafactions eZANU-PF, kubva kufaction yaEmerson Mnangagwa ine zvigananda, pamwe chete nefaction yana Mutsvangwa, koita faction yaVP Chiwenga iyo iri kunzi iri backed nemilitary. Saka mutemo uyu unogona kuzosara uchishandira Chiwenga ED pasisina. But toti tiongorore chimwe chinhu. Chiwenga zviri kunzi akaudzwa na Mugabe before the 2017 Restore Legacy, akaudzwa kunzi wewe after Green Restore Legacy akaudzwa kunzi munhu wauri kuisa uyu achakunetsa, ende sure amunetsa chaizvo, amunetsa zvekutoti tese tiri kutoona kuti panapa mukuru vapinda busy nawo. But isusu tisikakupedzere nguva muri Zimbabwe, nyaya tichangoti batei dzakawanda kuti mungoziva chimwe chechokwadi chirimo chiri kuitika izvozvi zviri kutoitika current situation.
What they needed, to amend. So that was a boundary. There was nothing to it. Not that I'm saying that it wasn't massive. It's massive. It's a massive undertaking, given that it requires me and you to be participant, in this. But from the evidence from yesterday and from the evidence from today, because the memorandum has been presented in cabinet, so it is a constitutional amendment that they want, to make. And with the constitutional amendment, it has to go to Parliament, to the Speaker of Parliament. It is gazetted. When it is gazetted, it goes out there, a cooling off period of 90 days. Where Parliament can go out, or where conversations can be had, interviews can be made, discussions can be made, views of the people can be solicited. Kwenda muvanhu vachinotengesa chinhu chavo. And then from then on, after the 90 days, they get down into business. So I'm not really sure what time frames are. So if it is 90 days, we're looking at 3 months. If it is tabled, next week, we're looking at March, April, and probably the tail end of May for the 90 days. Because we're looking at 3 months. And then from then on, because they want to because of the way that they want to do this, it means that everything has to be done by August. Everything has to be done by August. So the time period that we are looking at, it's a small window, and they want to make that small window count unless something drastic happens. Right. So, but what we ended up having, ladies and gentlemen, is a constitutional overhaul. Why I'm saying it is a constitutional overhaul, because this is not just a bill that is touching on one mandate. It's touching on so many things that we didn't even think of or expect them, to come out and do. They want to touch the presidents, as you are now familiar. By touching the presidents, what they want to do is they want to extend, the time that they serve from 5 years to 7 years. They also want to touch parliament to extend, the term from 5 years to 7 years. They are touching the voters' roll. They want to touch, the voters' roll. They are touching the judiciary. They are touching the defense forces. They are touching traditional leaders and the very commissions meant to protect us as citizens. They are touching all those. So how did we move from just a mandate to extend Emerson Mnangagwa's term to satisfy their vision of 2030? So that we get to 2030 whilst Mnangagwa is still president. How do we move away from that mandate to where we are now having, or at the verge of rewriting the whole constitution? Why did we go to the constitution rewriting process in 2013? Why did you do it? Takazviitirei muna 2013, takazviitirei kana vakutidzosera back kwatakabva, because this is basically what they're doing. Because ukatoda voters roll vakarisa ningi maoko waregistrar general, tadzokera kunguva yekwamudede ende mangoziva ningi mashanenganzi aiitika nemazuva aya. Not kuti izozeki yacho ningi it's an innocent player in this. Zeki is guilty as thing as well. But what we are seeing here is we are going back to a system that we challenged. That we said, good, this system is not fit for us. So when they discuss this as wanting to ensure stability, or wanting to ensure alignment, or wanting to ensure refinement, do we really think that is what they're trying to do here? Where is the alignment? Where is the refinement? I see an evidence of them doing an overreach, and that overreach, ladies and gentlemen, it's bold, it is sweeping, and it is a monumental ambition. Zvatinoda kuitirwa ningi nakazembe kazembe izvi. And the most striking part of all this that they want to do, or what seemed to be an issue with me now when I'm looking at all this, they they want to try and do this when the state itself, when there seem to be division amongst themselves. There was a growing division when it comes to the 23rd agenda, but they still go on and want to do it. The cojones, you start to wonder whether I don't know, what is going on. Because on one side, we are having, this a memorandum that is being that was presented today, is something that is orderly, something that is modernizing, something that is stabilizing, something that is good, long term, something that would take care of our long term future. But when you're looking at some of the things, that are being leaked, like, the document that Lynn, has posted, if you read that, it is coming with a striking warning that the process that you're about to embark on is dangerous, it is legally defective, and not only that, it is an illegitimate process that you want to embark on. Why they are being cautioned is because they are sending us down a path where constitutional crisis and political embarrassment is going to be the order of the day. So, who should we be listening to? Because this is no longer a, a debate about a single amendment like what we were doing earlier on. But this right here, we need to transition to a debate where we begin to be talking about how power moves. Because this is a power play. Yamurgo no power play. We are about to witness the reshaping of our institutions without a national consensus. Your voice is not there. My voice is not there. We are about to witness a reshaping of this, ladies and gentlemen, without your involvement. That is where it is. That is where it becomes, problematic. That is where it should become an issue for you. That is where you should stand up and your voice be heard. That is